Well, hello there. This is that one generic guy, Grander here, and today I'm gonna be playing some more of the Talos Principle 2. It's been a hot moment since I've played it, and I'm playing the expansion Into the Abyss. Although that should have been seen by its title. I'm gonna just try to take it a little bit easier today. Sorry about that. But yeah, so let's hop right into the last puzzle I started on last time. I vaguely remember this puzzle. Yeah, I remember this puzzle now. Yep, so I need red and blue. Okay, I think I might be able to vaguely see how to do this. Actually, wait. No, that's about at height. So let's see. I'd have to be able to either cross or... Okay, unless I miss... That looks precarious. Let's see. So the thing is that I only have one inverser. Okay, so... In all technicality, if we could change where the power source is coming from... I'm an idiot. Aloha, Xajado. How are you doing? Having fun with puzzle games. And yes, I'm purposefully not using names. Nimorinos. Tired? I feels that. It's definitely been a day for me too. Oh, I know what I need to do. I just need to... How it was my day? My day, 'twas a day. How it was yours? You woke up early for a shift at work. In over a month? Seems harsh. One second. At the butt crack of dawn? Yep. I don't mind if you curse. As long as it ain't like slurs or anything like that, I don't really care. And I just realized that I have this backwards. I need to have this over there. Actually, no. This is a bit of a complicated puzzle, as you can probably tell. I'm not going to say a slur, you know that. I know. But I'm saying that for video purposes. That's about the only thing that, like... If people curse all the time around me. And sadly, and this is probably the truth, is the fact that, I've been hearing kids slur nowadays. Heck, even when I was a teenager, it was starting to become more common. If you remember. What kind of puzzle? It seems to be through not exactly. So the thing is that what this thing does is that anything that's copper related, it can make a hole in. But it's only as long as it's pointing at that. Well, that's just outright like a colored door. Oh, you know what? I finally figured it out. I'm an absolute Nimrod. Oh, so you guess your amount of the, Honestly, so the thing is that this thing is connector, which is basically just relay stuff. This is an inverter where it changes things to opposite color. So between one connector, one inverter, and one of the copper things, that is what I have to use in order to get this done. There we go. Nope. I just locked myself in here, didn't I? Puzzles are cool, too bad I'm too stupid to do them. Same. I soft locked myself basically. It's the same while completing a complex puzzle. Yep. Look, just because I am technically able to solve a puzzle. Okay, so I'm at 1 second. So this has to be a temporary measure. Because I need this back here. There we go. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Okay. Actually, 1 second. Okay, hopefully this works properly. And I forgot to connect that one to the red. That's on me. I was so close to getting that done too. There we freaking go. Holy crap. Ugh. Oh, man. That took way too long.
Athena was sent unto New Jerusalem to guide its people into a new age. And she said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. And
Just had to connect all the lasers. I had to connect them in the correct way so that
that moveth upon the earth. But in time the people of New Jerusalem grew fearful, and their faith grew weak. They shrugged off their burdens and embraced sloth. Let the earth replenish itself, they said, and let no one have dominion. Out of the words of the prophet, they made an idol called the Founder, and set it above themselves, and it had dominion over all.
Are you done, Elohim? I guess so. So basically, sounds like part of a new Old Testament. Kind of. So basically, all of humanity died because of monkeypox. And then, basically, this person made a algorithm to try to make basically the equivalent of new humans. And basically, these robots are the product of the new human project. And Athena was, of course, the first of the new human. So, yeah, basically, to put it simply, I had to find a way to get blue to the blue hole and red to the red hole without having them cross each other too much to the point where I can't get the blue to the blue and red to the red. Oh, man. Did I already do this one? Oh, yeah, I already did. I finished this. So the thing is that there's, in this puzzle specifically, there was like, I want to say 12 or something, or not 12, how about this? You had to do a bunch of back and forthing. And I'm doing this only because there's a chance that some of the other maps might be able to do something silly. Sounds like connecting the dots, but color-wise. Basically. So I have 1 and 2 done. That means that I probably want to go generally in order. So I'm going to 3, 4, 5. That's 12. That means this is to my left that I need to go. Wait, is that correct? Yeah, it's across this bridge right here. But this bridge makes me slide. Ooh.
When I said you didn't kill Miranda, I was lying. I just said it because that's what you're supposed to say. You did kill her. I tried to temper her arrogance, to give her perspective, but you always encouraged her megalomania. You made her think she was special. She was chosen because you still think you're the chosen one.
No, that's not what I think at all. I don't want to be treated like I'm special.
Then why did we leave? Because you were tired of having to argue.
Because they poured all their fantasies into me and turned me into the Founder. Because they couldn't stop and think for themselves. Because they refused to grow up.
Oh, and growing up means doing exactly what you want them to?
I don't know. But maybe it does. I think Alexandra was right about everything, but I don't know how to show them.
Cornelius would never say anything like that. He loved Athena so deeply that sometimes I worried none of us could ever live up to his example.
It's the Rainbow Bridge, basically, but it forces you to slide like you're cha-chaing real smooth. Okay, so this is the time-based puzzle. Got it. Okay, so that's quick. Okay, so this is a time-based puzzle, but reminds me of those old puzzles in Zelda Twilight Princess whenever, oh, in the Ice Palace? Yeah. Okay, so there's nothing really in this area. So. It was so frustrating, yeah. Okay, so I need to find a way. I'm trying to do a funny. Come on. Parkour. Parkour. Yes, I'm trying to cheese the game. Or hacks. Well, I'm not that good. I mean, you know, some things it has, but some things it actually haven't. Oh, you know what? we go. Don't worry, all I had to do was hack my brain.
Saddened by the foolishness of her people, Athena went into
Exile with her husband.
the sage Cornelius. Together they crossed the wide and angry sea until at last they came unto the Isle of Atlas. Here they made their home.
And here,
They brought forth Miranda.
So, wed. I'm firing my laser. Boo! Anything in here? Not really. Okay, so basically I'm gonna have to make my own clock here. Which basically, what that means is that every single time a disruption happens, it'll kind of cause its own cascade. But I need it to happen in such a way okay. Let's see. This is kind of what I mean by a clock. Oh, you know what? Nope. It needs to be something sort of like this, but this line needs to be able to get over there, which means that this line has to be interrupted, but I do not have a great way of doing that. Of this, not in a clock that I can do with two of these, I should say. Can I die at all from the puzzles? Not exactly. I can more or less trap myself, which is something I very much can do. Although I will say this, Xujado, is that if you do look at any of my previous playthrough of the game, you will see me doing like some light cheeses on the second game. The first game was much easier to cheese than the second one, but I think I was still able to cheese a few puzzles because I wanted to cheese one. Okay, so I need to somehow... The thing is that I can't get either of these connectors into that room, because if I unplug this one, it'll close the blue door. If I unplug this one, it'll unplug that red, unplug that blue switch. So... Oh! You know what? I think I know how to do this. Maybe. Let's see. So... if I'm quick enough. Oh, almost. On one. No, almost had that. I just need it to last for like a half second longer. Wait, I just realized that. One second. Let's see. Ding Don. Dat. There we go.
In the fastness of Olympus, Athena pursued her sacred work. And it came to pass that there was revealed unto her the true nature of the Word, which underlies all creation, and knowledge of which grants dominion over all earthly things.
So that's what they meant by the language of creation. A theory of everything. Full control over physics.
But her daughter Miranda was brash and did not heed Athena's warnings. Before Athena had completed her great work, Miranda was consumed by fire, and so was lost beyond the utmost bound of human thought.
So Miranda is dead. And Athena's grief is echoing through the entire system.
Yes. Let's see. You have come to many watered grounds of Dion, most sacred to Zeus, here in the shadow of Olympus itself. The Macedonians have built great temples filled with wondrous mosaics and statues wrought from finest marble. Perhaps here you will find the answers you seek. When you step into the sanctuary of Zeus, you are startled to find it empty and abandoned. The walls are overgrown, and part of the temple is flooded. 53, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 58. Well, that makes sense, because 5 pluses, if each plus is +1, then that would make sense. An old man dressed in strange clothes sits in the chair in the corner. Time carries away all things, the old man intones. It has carried away the kingdoms of the Greeks and the Romans that followed you, and it will carry away the empires of this age also. Therefore, it is best not to strive for anything, but to hide away in dreams where time has no power. And no, not everything is carried by time, or despite the power of time, it is best to keep striving. I feel like the second answer is the better one overall. That suits me. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some things that aren't carried away by time, at least not in the same way. But despite the power of time, it's best to keep striving. Why? The old man says, as you hear the despair of millennia rising in his voice. Why? When nothing lasts, when war always comes, and children die, and even the best of us are poisoned by the chthonic madness that justifies killing. Because the world may yet change, because success adds up over time, because life has value in itself. The bad does not erase the good. I think all three of these have merit. Because it takes baby steps to make change. But the thing is that if you look back, like, let's say 5 years, well, I bet you'll notice that some things have definitely changed around you. Now, there are definitely people out there who may have had very little that changed in the last 5 years, but you still also have to think about how different your position was compared to how it was 5 years ago. Change takes things step by step, and you can't always see the progress you made over the distance. But when you look back and see where you were and you look at where you are now, you might see a vastly different sight. So because the world may yet change, I feel like that has merit, but I don't think that would be the best. Because our success adds up over time, which very much is true. Basically, it's kind of funny because this one is a backwards way that's looking forward, but this is the forward way that's kind of looking backwards. What's the best way to put it? Optimist, realist, and contortionist. Yep, because your success adds up over time. I feel like either this one or the third one. Because I will say, all life does have value, and everything has a butterfly effect on how something else does stuff. It may be a butterfly effect so small that it may not matter, but as the old saying goes, if the beat of the wings of a butterfly may cause a hurricane on the other side of the planet. Which is kind of, basically, these two are, at least to me, are intrinsically kind of vice versa. Our success adds up over time because life has value in itself. Like, these are like the three sides of the coin. Heads, tails, and the side. You kind of have to have all three of these in order for all three of them to exist. At least that's kind of how I see it. But I would say the best answer would be either 2 or 3, because life has value in and of itself, and the bad does not erase the good. The thing is that you can't have the bad without the good, but you can't have the good without the bad. It's sort of like if you only ever have good times, then they just become the times. So then you have to have highs and lows in your life to kind of see the difference. And don't get me wrong, having lows in your life can hurt, and but without the lows, there will never be a high. There will never, you can't have good times without the bad times. Time becomes dull. Yes. And heck, if you think about it, our success adds up over time. The Great Pyramids in the deserts of Egypt are probably one of the most well-known ancient architectural buildings of all of history because of the steps that were taken to make it. Now, don't get me wrong. If I remember correctly, I believe it may have possibly been done with slave labor, but I haven't double checked up on that. So, like, same thing could be said about the Great Wall of China. Okay, like the Greek temples. There we go. Well, although I wouldn't be surprised if they also had slaves. It's just you never hear about them. But basically, okay, like they were things that are built up over time, or maybe like it's just your success is added up over time. So I'm just gonna do that one. The Great Wall definitely had bodies in them. Yes, I'm pretty sure that, if I remember correctly, the pyramids in Egypt, a lot of Roman architecture. Let's see, and like the Mayan and the Incas all had slaves, and that they were commonly used to help build stuff up. Now, I will say that, or how this, indentured servants, there we go. Because our success adds up over time. And what does that matter? The results will only benefit those you will never see or know. Reality is not subjective. I don't need to experience something for it to matter. That is true. Part of humanity, as are they. Well, there are humans out there that aren't part of humanity. But they are very specific in some of the stuff. If I've done my part, I'm content. Well, the thing is that this part I feel like is more sedentary. The reality is not subjective. I don't need to experience for it to matter. That is true. The best way I could say it is, like, let's say cleaning up the environment. You notice trash on the side of the road, and you pick it up. You yourself may not necessarily experience the nature in that area, but the nature in that area, like all the squirrels or rabbits or any other things that are in the area, won't necessarily, oh hey look, it's a straw, they choke on it, or oh hey look, this thing's contaminating the environment, making it less livable. Just because it won't necessarily affect you doesn't mean that it can't affect others. And sometimes, yeah, you don't need to experience it yourself for it to matter. I feed straws to turtles. Oh, you feed straws to turtles? I feed, this is in a mix of sarcasm and joking. But I have those plastic six-packs plastic things, and I feed them to the fish. The old man began to shake as if possessed. The stones of the temple crack. 53, 58. Wise words, he roared. But you have mistaken me for a philosopher. His eyes glow with a terrible fire. Well, I will say that unless you have magical powers, you're not exactly immune to stop yourself from the lightning of Zeus. Awesome necklaces, yes, the most fashionable. And the fire, it burns you, but you do not turn away. I will show you the truth. A terrible abyss opens before you, and you're overwhelmed by a vision of misery. Imagine Dragons popped up into my head. All the terrors of human existence come alive before you. The very worst that human beings have done to each other in the name of greed and creed. Not merely the individual acts of cruelty, but the faceless cruelty of war, poverty, and exploitation. Lives led in fear and confusion and loneliness and potential squandered, dreams forgotten, very humanity degraded and destroyed. Stare into the abyss, and the abyss will stare back. You understand what it meant to be small and lost and afraid. While fire rains from the sky, you scream for your parents, for your siblings, for the pain to stop. Understand that other human beings are causing this pain. You understand what it means for this to happen 1,000 times, 10,000, then 1,000,000. It is unbearable. This is the truth, the old man screams. This is the abyss of time, space, decay, and suffering. How do you bear the unbearable? How do you bear the unbearable? How do you bear the unbearable? Faith, even if it's desperate, half-broken faith. There is a way of reasoning this out. There must be. Surrender. So, this is reminding me of another song. I'm brain farting on the exact lyrics, but even if all you have is faith, and all you get is to have it tested again and again. Suffering comes out of the bottom after too much coffee and Taco Bell. Despite the pain we cause, despite the ugliness that surrounds us, despite the disgusting dark pits of human behavior, despite stupidity, despite time and entropy and death, can you have faith in a world that kills its children? And Exagerado, this is kind of what I was talking about, how this game tests you and like your moralities. What makes a person a person? I'm gonna say this, and we've always had evil, and we've always had cruelty. We've always had bad and greedy. We've always had the wrathful and vengeful, and the people that want to be left alone. But the thing is that as a person, you have to see and understand that anything with light has a dark side. And it's always hard if you have empathy to show to the people. But the thing is that you also have to kind of think of it another way. Some people may not have a choice because you're trying to save their family. And again, this is not necessarily. I'm not trying to say that any specific person that does these are good or bad, and I'm trying not. Let's see. A person is a person because they're a person. Yes. And certain areas of the world don't have the resources to keep up. Like, in all technicality, yes, we should actually be able to solve world hunger, like, right now. But in some ways, what's the old saying? If you teach a man to fish, or if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, he'll be fed for life. Let's see. To save the family, they must sacrifice someone else's. that still isn't the best case scenario. Yeah. And but the thing is that if you can find a better way that doesn't require retaliation, or always fighting back. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand for like the fighting of your life, for your family, for your loved ones, for your friends. But I will say that people do use certain things in the worst ways to try to justify. Like, people use religion, people use race, ethnicity. They try to use gender. They try to use other things to like show that they are the way, they are the better, blah blah blah. But the thing is that at the end of the day, that's the most hollow way to do stuff. Sometimes wars do need to be fought, a tragedy, but it brings the type of change that can be good in the final outcome. It absolutely can be. But that's because there are two or more parties that disagree and are not willing to compromise. That's kind of how that stuff comes to happen. It's just, the world is absolutely a messed up place, and I would love to change it, but there's only so much that we as an individual can do, so that's why in order for us to make actual change, it can't just be a single person. It has to be multiple people that are willing to stand up to try to be willing to change, to try to allow prosperity. And that's not easy when not everyone is on the same page or even wants to be on the same page. Make a small ripple to make bigger waves of change. Absolutely. It's like, yeah, we're like a pebble that's being dropped into the ocean. We are so small ourselves that we don't notice it. But then let's say you have 100 pebbles being dumped all at once, and then 1,000, and then 10,000, and just, you'll see that it changes so much more the more people that are willing to work together to actually do it. And I do have faith that eventually we can change. I mean, if you think about it, look at where we were at a few hundred years ago. We were peoples that were absolutely riddled with diseases and other strifes and plagues, and just look at where we're at today. Don't get me wrong, there are still very bad things that are happening today. But we've come along so far, and there's so much further that we can still go. Prometheus speaks. The act of faith, son of man, is the foundation stone of the city of dreams. Every other victory against the abyss can be won by the power of reason, but not that very first which makes you human. But faith is not a blessing bestowed from above. It is a choice made within. You will have to make that choice many more times before your journey is over. It'll take a lot of work and people to make enough change to get where we need to be. Yes. But sometimes, if you kind of think about it, there have been single individuals that have made those changes. Like, whether they were purposeful or not, they absolutely changed many, 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 many things. Like George Washington, the founder of America, or one of the founding fathers of America, I should say, to be more accurate. Well, America is now such a world power right now that we are we literally went from being a colony to being something that is almost so strong that we are nigh unbeatable. And that came from just like one man. Well, no, there's a lot more than one man, but like he was one of the people that led the charge for it to happen. And again, that's not necessarily the best of examples, but it takes so much time and effort, and it takes multiple people. But I will say, probably some of the individuals that have had like the most from a single person would be like penicillin or something like that, where a guy accidentally left bacteria in a petri dish overnight. Like, that guy literally changed one of the founding ways that we deal with diseases around the world. And that happened, like, literally 100 years ago. Actually, less than that, if I remember correctly. So, less than 100 years ago, we were... And now we really have been able to deal with so many bacterial infections and all that other, and a bunch of other jazz. And then we got into viruses, and then we got better at biology. We figured how just that is probably one of the few ways that a single person accidentally like helped the entire world. But the thing is, like, he still had other people that he either had to rely on himself or that were kind of before him. Like, the scientific method was made by a person, and like all these other things. So it's just like very few things are ever done by a single individual that can change the world. It's usually, everything is built up over time. Okay. So, that's fairly quick. And it has to be green and then red. Oh. It's quite fascinating how his work prevailed. Yeah. Get nothing in here. It needs to eventually be red. It doesn't even matter if it's in a particular order. I forget how to do some how to get red. Blue, green. Blue. Red. Okay. Well, looks like I need to go back and figure out how to do red again. That's way too many laser overlays. In my opinion, it's not enough. Oh, come on. There we go. Need more lasers to Unga Bunga.
Stricken with grief, the prophet lost faith in the word. Caught between a dying past and a future struggling to be born, she retreated into the lands of dream. But even here, her nightmares pursued her. From her mind came forth phantoms, shadows cast by the flame. And her dreams of trials and towers fled from the darkness into the waking world.
And that's what we found on the island. Not a test, but pain and fear and hope spilling out of her dreams.
Well, I eventually figured it out. Exagerado. Or Exagerado. Oh, Voyager. Not the Voyeur. Voyager. Exactly. Yep. How do I get this sucker out? So I disconnect that both of those doors are closed. Wait, if I have the metal thing... Okay, 1 second. No one can see what I type. I have made too many messages. Ah. Maybe you could scroll down. It won't let me. Sorry. Sag! Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. And I trapped myself. Okay, so I'm back to where I was before. Okay. There we go. First, I don't know what I'm doing. Understandable. Man, I nearly had a brain aneurysm trying to figure that out.
Byron? Byron, can you hear me?
Melville, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Byron? Byron? I don't think I'm getting through. If you can hear this, Byron, hold on. We're working on getting you out of there.
Stylight. Stylight? Okay, so let's see. Let's see. What am I to do? There we go. I'm gonna get off. I'm about to die. Well, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a good night, okay? Yep. Good night. Hmm. Hmm. What am I to do? The puzzle conundrum. Hmm. Has anyone ever made a wise choice, or do we see the workings of chance and thought wisdom?
Even if you hadn't killed me, it would all have gone wrong anyway. Do you think they would have accepted me in New Jerusalem? Me, with all my precious, self-important speeches about the beauty of the cosmos and our duty to spread life. My ridiculous, wide-eyed innocence, my childish affectations. They would have laughed at me.
No, they're not like that. They mean well. Even the worst of them are just scared.
They're selfish and greedy and stupid. You know that, Mother. Compared to you, they're all so very stupid. You hate them. You despise them. They're beneath you.
That's not true. That's not how I think. Please, Miranda, I don't know. I don't know where I am.
Her mind is fracturing under the own weight of her doubts and insecurities. I didn't know if it was just a touch or not. I'm just dying here right now. There are reasons why I only tend to do puzzle type games for about 2 hours versus the 3 hours I tend to play other games. My brain is slowly frying. I swear to you, I only have two modes. Either it's a brain dead dummy moment, or smart to instantly solve puzzle type moments. Those are the only two moments I really tend to get. almost grabbed at the exact moment. Come on. You heard the sound and it pushed me for half a second. One thing will always be left in this area. No matter what I do. So either be this thing, which it can't be, that thing, which it can't be, or a body, which it would pretty much have to be. trying to figure out how to do this. Okay, so one item I need in there is technically that. So in all technicality, that is like slightly set up. The thing is, I'm 95% sure the door is gonna stop that. Yep. So I need at least 2 things in there. Let's see, 1 in here. How am I supposed to do this? So I can have up to 3 things in there if I include myself, but the thing is that there won't be enough room for the light to work. Hmm. Wait. I have no idea how I'm to do this. brain's just killing me right now. I'm just gonna go to a different puzzle right now. Where's number 8? Next bridge. So it's a big island. That means that this is the island I need to go to. Oh, that nearly drowned me. Even though this is a digital freaking world. Yes, I'm drowning in digital water. Oh, I didn't go to the right one, okay. So I'm going to go to that one. Okay. Metamorpha. have to have green. I feel like I still need this for at least a moment, but I'm just trying to figure out how to get this done. put it in the simplest way possible. I have to somehow only use 2 of these things in here at the end. Okay, so what I have to do is this one is going to know. That doesn't do anything. And the thing is that the inverter doesn't work with green. But the combiner does make green. I don't have access to green otherwise. My brain is frying. It's not helping me. So I also can't make a clock because of the way that these things work. So if I can't make a clock, but I can... So, there's only a red and blue, and I have 4, but I need 2 taken out. Because normally that's what I would be doing. And this inverter wouldn't be here, but I can't use it on green. So no greenie. Actually, kind of see if there's anything directly out this way. Because who knows? Maybe I'm supposed to be using something from across the map for all I know. Well, this would be a very crap across the map thing.
Why did you let me die, Mother? Was it because I was outgrowing your little fantasy of domestic bliss? Your pathetic attempt at recreating a human family? Like that could save you from all your mistakes.
I didn't let you die.
Didn't you? There were a million things you could have done differently. And you didn't do any of them. Maybe it's because you always knew it would end in disaster. Because everything always does. And you just wanted to get it over with.
By the way, anyone that's new here that doesn't know much about the Talos Principle, this is Artemis's mind that Byron is in. So, so this was in here. So there has to be a way that I have to use this thing to make it so it's only this and one other thing. Wait. Oh, it's purple because of the lighting. That's cool. So, green has no inverse. That'd be hilarious if there was something from over there. You know what? Let me just get into the other room again real quick. What can I even do? That would be very helpful if I, What can I do? I have to somehow make green and then convert that into one of the other two colors. You know what? I'm probably gonna call it a night here. My brain is fried and I... These puzzles are definitely very physics oriented for how they're supposed to work. If you've ever played Talos, the first or second one, you'll understand what I mean by that. But if you haven't, then maybe watch a couple vids on that. Might help you understand what's going on. Oh well. Well, thank you very much for watching. I had fun, and I hope you did too. This is That One Generic Guy, and I shall bid you adieu. Good night.